I was penabled again. Why does this keep happening to me? Hey there, it's Grace. Welcome back. Welcome if you are new. Thank you for being here for another Grace video. So the other day I attended our local group's pen bazaar. It was held over 2 days, one weekend, and it was for members of our group to sell their wares, sell the pens and stuff that they wanted to sell. And I couldn't go Saturday. Apparently that was a very busy day, but I did get to go Sunday. There were about 7 vendors for the second day. I mean, we're not a large pen group anyway. And I had a ball chatting with the few who were still vendoring. Vendoring. Is that a word? Who were still vendors. I don't think that's a word. Anywho. Mike and Jim and Sarah and Roger and my bestie Annie. Hey y'all. I did purchase a few items. You will see those in a minute. Also, there are a couple of pens that I purchased recently that arrived, so I thought I'd unbox those as well. Remember in November, I purchased my first fountain pen revolution pens, the Himalaya V2-GT and the Jaipur. The second one, the Jaipur, was mainly because I wanted to test their extra fine ultra flex nib. Heard good things about it, and I was not disappointed. I'll put a link in that video in the description box below. On that same pen video, a pen friend said, hey CV, she recommended that I try their Rialto. Rialto, that's the name. Well, it just so happened that I got an email from Fountain Pen Revolution not long after her recommendation, and they were having a buy one get one sale.
You'll need to turn on location services for that.
What are you doing? Apparently, Siri thought that I needed her help, and she just started talking to me on my phone. Okay. Like I said, they were having a BOGO sale. And what's a pen enthusiast to do but go and check it out, of course. And I bought 2 new pens. Yep. I was penabled. I was definitely penabled. And frankly, I don't mind. By the way, as of this recording, that BOGO sale is still on. I'm not sure if, when this video goes up, that the BOGO sale will be on. Go and check anyway, just, you know, because I'm passing on this benabling goodness. Anyway, let's go meet my new Rialtos and those things I bought at the pen bazaar. Let's go. Let's head over. I have this feeling that I'm collecting one of those things because I have a few now. Not talking pens either. Okay, so at the pen bazaar, I purchased a few items. This one I did not purchase. That'll come later. I purchased a few items. I had a nice chat with 2 of the people who I purchased things from, and those are these 2 nibs and this in here. I had a chat with Roger, and he makes these gorgeous, can I tell you, gorgeous pen bodies from wood. Look at these things. Oh my goodness. Most of them are rollerball pens. I'm not a person who writes with rollerball pens at all anymore. But look at these letter openers. Oh my gosh. And we had a nice chat because he described to me how he paints the wood and the whole process. But that's not what I bought from him. Let me unbox this. Roger describes himself. I'm sorry, I'm going to take this noise out. Let me not talk right now. Roger describes himself as a wood geek. I think he said wood geek or wood nerd, whichever one. He goes loopy over it. And he makes the absolutely most beautiful pen holders. And here is one that I bought. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? So there you go. There will be, of course I have to have a pen. Look at that. That's so beautiful. Oh, I love pen holders. And then I saw a second one, and this is it. It's a double pen holder. Now, do I need any more pen holders? Probably not. That's okay. I love a good looking, beautiful. I'm a person who likes, I saw this video the other day. A person, she says she likes to make things. It was a crafter video. She likes to make things, but they have to be functional. And that makes so much sense to my brain. That is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's functional. So these are the two that I got. He also gave me this. It was an offcut that he used to demo his pens. And I thought, that's delicious. That is absolutely deliciousness. I love the curve of this that mimics the curve of this. If you see there, that curve mimics this curve, and they're both made from the same piece of wood. So there you go. So I got those two. Let's put that over there. Well, those three technically. He also had a live piece of a piece of wood with a live edge. Let's put it that way. And my friend Annie and I were just eyeing this thing up, and then we looked at each other. We talked among ourselves for a minute and said, Roger, can we get this? Can you make this for us? We'd like to have a holder, but we want to keep the live edge of the piece of wood. And he says, yeah, okay. I'll bring some pieces of wood into the next meeting. What? Oh, okay. My goodness. I'm so excited about that. So that's the first thing that I got at the Pen Bazaar. These two I bought. That one was given to me. And then I got these two nibs. Now these are Esterbrook vintage nibs. The first one, 2284. And I got, this is the girl Sarah. She was there. I had a nice conversation with her. She's so informative. Oh my goodness. And she let me try the nibs out. Come on, you can come out. So there is, I'm gonna try these. She had me put them, I don't know if I have a holder for this. You need to buy an adapter for your SD pens. So this one is called the Broad Stub. Oh my gosh, so gorgeous. This wrote like, oh my word, I was very pleased with it. And the other one that was so cool, the other one's the first one I wrote with at her table. This one is 998 Shading Writer, medium flex. That flex, y'all, was, whoops, delicious. So there's that one. Look at the curve of that. Look at that. So gorgeous. Anyway, I will be getting, I don't have an adapter yet. I will be getting an adapter. I need to see, yeah, I'm gonna get an adapter and use these because I have 3 Esterbrook pens. Okay, technically speaking, I have 2 Esterbrook pens and third one that I haven't unboxed, so it's not officially in the lineup. That one I will become, that one will be unboxed in a minute. Yeah, we're not even thinking about that just yet. Let me put these aside. Okay, it's time for the pens. So we'll put that, you know what? I'll put the holder here. I'll put these here. We get this out of the way because we don't need that. I'll put these here for right now. I'm gonna put these on this holder. And then for the pens, I will be using this holder because I got 2 new pens. Okay, the first pen, let's get to, I want to tell him we need to, I love good packaging and I want to have good packaging. Let's see how to get this off. I need to just, you know, okay, you are getting on my nerves. I don't care. Yeah, that's how we're going to get that off. So I bought 2 pens. but I also bought 2 nibs. And, oh, where's the other nib? It must have dropped. Where's the other nib? Oh, and every time you get a Fountain Pen Revolution pen, you get one of their freebies. So, there is that. I had it, you see, they were sticking out, and I thought I tucked it back in. 1 minute. It was still in the package. Okay, let me put this. So I got these 2 nibs, and I want to show you what comes in the package. I got these 2 nibs that I will be, I think one of those is one of the ones I want to put in the pen. What you get is all about the Fountain Pen Revolution, about them, how to use and fill the pens. That always comes. Then you get a thank you card, and then a coupon code for next purchases. I think that's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so here are the 2 pens. And I'm going to show you one first. The first one is called Rialto. They're both Rialto pens, by the way. This is the Rialto Blue Tortoise. It has a steel flex nib. Y'all, look at that juicy goodness. Wow. It looks like sun is shining in there. It's like a light shining from within. Oh, that is so, so gorgeous. This is an acrylic body with a spring-loaded inner cap, which is supposed to help the ink not dry out and last a little bit longer. Rialto pens from their site is described as one of the most elegant designs in the FPR lineup. I think that's absolutely gorgeous. I definitely agree with that. It comes with a standard, let me do some, how long does it take to open? Let's do that first. And you need to go just a little out of frame there. Come on, start. 1, 2. So this is the same as, I want to say, the Himalaya or the Jaipur. I think it's the Himalaya. It takes a little more than 2.5 turns to open. Not bad. I'm not mad at that. The Rialto, unlike the Himalaya and the Jaipur that I already have, they feature a number 5. On the site it's called a number 5.5 FPR nib. I've never heard of 5.5, but that's what they call it. This is a 2-toned nib. So cute. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. I got this. This is the steel flex nib. These pens come with a plastic feed as opposed to the other 2 that I got. They come with an ebonite feed. Look how small that nib is. I'm so not used to writing with small nibs, but that's absolutely gorgeous. As I said, this pen has a steel flex nib. I heard from one of the people, Wendy Sue. Wendy Sue commented that steel flex nibs are supposed to be flexier, because that's not a word. I know it's not a word. Flexier than the 2-toned Ultra Flex Gold nib. So I want to do a kind of like a head-to-head test with this nib and the other nib, the Ultra Stainless Ultra Extra Fine Ultra Flex. That's the other nib I got. I can't do that right now because the pen is downstairs being washed. I gotta go and clean. Okay, so the reason this is here is so that I can place this baby right here. Look at that. So gorgeous. All right, you hang out over there, and I'm gonna get your sister out, okay? Now, this pen, the next pen is the one, they're having a BOGO sale, as I said before, as of this recording only, the sale was still going on. This one is called Black Agate. And I'm going to put that because I need you all to be out of the way. Look at that. It looks like chocolate raspberries are swirled in there. What? The pen body is absolutely gorgeous. It is, I didn't do the nib, the clip, like before. I wonder if this has the, remember the Himalaya, the finial twisted off in Rialto? That is not the case either. This one came with a medium nib. So it's got the two-toned medium nib. But what I will be doing is, I got extra nibs. I got an Architect nib to replace this one with. I'm going to replace this for the writing test. Because I know how a medium writes somewhat. They're not all the same, I know. But I just want to replace this with the Architect nib. I don't know which one of these is the Architect. Anyway, one of these nibs I'll replace when I ink it up. Alrighty, let's get to some stats on these things. The pen capped is 5.4 inches, which is about 138 millimeters. The posted length, now let's see how, I think the Himalaya was the one I had to post, but the Jaipur I did not. And it feels like, oh, that posts nicely. Oh. The thing about these, as I said before in that video, is when I post a pen, one of the reasons I don't post a pen, because I feel the slightest back weight and the pen feels awkward to me. This posted is beautiful. Wow. I'm thinking this might be a posted pen, and it posts so nicely. Wow. Anyway, posted length, let's stay on task. Posted length is 5.9 inches, which is about 150 millimeters. And the uncapped length, so the pen itself, from nib to bottom filling, is 4.6 inches, which is about 118 millimeters. Now, the diameter of the grip is smaller than my hand generally likes to write with. But I suppose this here is 0.35, so right there. Let me do it this way. Right here is 0.35. Here I have the measurement, but I don't know where it is. It's more. This might be the 0.4. I might have to hold the pen up here, which means to have it properly balanced in my hand, that's why I might need the cap on. Yeah, that feels okay. And I'm actually not holding it where the threads are. I'm actually holding it here. Wonder what that is. Let me get out my calipers really quickly. Let's see what that is. That is, yeah, that is 0.5. That is much better for my hand. So I will probably be holding this pen up here like that. I'm gonna have to practice with it because I'm not used to having that much of pen extending from my fingers. I think I will try it both ways to see how that is. Yeah, that feels so much more comfortable. Absolutely, so much more comfortable. Okay, the pen weighs, the Rialto weighs about 18 grams. So what I will do is I will ink both of these up and come right back. Before I do that though, I want to do some comparisons. All right, slight change of plans. I was going to ink up the black agate pen with the Architect nib, and I usually label these baggies, they send the nibs in. But, operator error, I ordered the number 6 Architect nib that goes in my Jaipur. I don't have an Architect nib to go into my Rialto, which has a 5.5, a number 5.5 nib. So, change of plans. The black agate pen still has the medium nib in it. But we will crack on with comparisons. I put both pens, I've inked them both up, and I use them in my, I don't know what I'm calling this. When I ink up a pen, I put it in here upside down so I can get the ink to flow. They've been in there quite a while, so I can feel safe to put them back over here, I think. We'll see when I go to do the writing sample, won't we? What is it? So I'm going to put both pens down and then compare pens. Let's just do that. We'll put that here. And I'm going to do it just a little bit differently because I can. Let's put this here. The first pen I'm going to compare it to, which it works because this is the Jaipur. This is one of the second pens. This is the second pen that I bought from Fountain Pen Revolution. This is the Jaipur V2, which is a piston filling pen. I'll link the video of this unboxing so you can see that. So I'm going to put that right here. That's the Jaipur. And purposely, the pens that I've gotten from in my collection, most of them have a flat top and are generally in the same length. I didn't want to actually compare a girthy pen to these because that would make no sense to my brain. Let's put it that way. The next one I'm going to compare it to is, this is my Monteverde Ritma pen. Love this pen. Put that here, and it has a fairly flat top as well. And then one of my favorite pens, this is the Asvine P20. It does not have a flat top, it has a flattish top. It has a conical end to it, but I thought it'll be a good comparison for this. All of these pens are fairly inexpensive, except this one, I think, maybe. And then the last one I'm going to compare it to is the Jinhao, what is this? The Jinhao 100 Classic. Did I say something was a Jinhao before? No, I did not. This is the Jinhao 100 Classic. And you'll notice, except for these two, they all have gold bands. Yeah. Okay, we will look at, where's my ruler? I've decided to do this thing now where I want to line them all up properly. Okay, so now they're all lined up. We can see, obviously, that the Asvine P20 is the longest of the bunch. Almost by a half inch, maybe 3/8 of an inch. That is interesting. I love that. The Jinhao 100 edges out the Rialto Black Agate ever so slightly. And I want to do this. How's that? This is the Jaipur V2. So, okay, I'm going to change these all up because I'm seeing different things. Okay. So these two pens are practically the same. These pens are just really very short pens. They're not very tall pens at all. Look at how much difference there is. I mean, literally, it's not a lot of difference when you're talking about inches, but it makes a difference when it's in the Perlicue, how long it is. That's why these, I think most likely these two I will post. Let's do, oh, look at that. Hold on one second before I go. The pen cap on this body is so much longer. These two are cousins, these two are sisters. Ha 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 ha. Oh my god, I come up with some serious crap. Cousin, the cap on the Jaipur is significantly longer than the cap on the Rialtos, the two Rialtos. Anyway, I'm going to, what am I going to take the caps off and compare the pens themselves. Okay, let's look at these pens. That is significant. These two are significantly shorter than all of the chosen pens I used to compare to. All of them are considerably shorter. Let's see, because this one looks like it's reading. Same as that one. What are we doing? No, still. They are all considerably shorter, than all of them. At least some by a half inch, and the Jaipur by a full, almost 3/4, half inch, somewhere in there. That's significant. That is significant, and that is most likely the reason why I will always post these pens to write with, because they are so short. And in the Perlicue area, this yeah, that'll be too short, and I'm not having, I feel like I don't have control. Okay, let me get to, I've already inked them up, and that's how I found out that the Architect nib was a number 6 and not a number 5.5. Anyway, I'm going to, let's change this up and we get to the writing sample. Alrighty, let's get to the page. 2 new pens. I'm gonna write with the blue tortoise first. This is inked with Waterman Serenity Blue ink. This is my standard go-to ink for unboxing because I know how it'll react. I chose for the second pen to actually, because these are 2 Rialtos, I'll really get a feel for it with this one. So I indulged myself and I chose to ink this one up in Edelstein, Pelikan Edelstein Rose Quartz. And this ink was the ink from 2023 Pelikan Hub. So that is going to be on this side. But let's get this baby started. Alrighty, what are we doing first? Oh no, I forgot. I am capping these, or posting these rather. We have, and this one has the steel flex nib in it, the Rialto blue tortoise. There's a little bit of give in there. As I'm writing quickly, I'm not flexing necessarily. Alrighty, let's do some strokes. This is where I will flex that nib. That's really good. There's a little bit of flex there, not much at all, but it is a soft flex, but not a wide flex. I don't know if that makes any sense. Let's do. You can see some of the flexing happening here. As I said, it's not much on the flex department, but the nib itself is soft. There is a minuscule amount of feedback. I am attuned to hearing feedback, and feedback is not necessarily something I enjoy hearing whilst I'm writing. So there you go. Let's do. It gives quite nicely. I want to just do a little more, see how much flex I can get. That gave me a little bit more flex. You can see that the difference between this stroke and this stroke, ever so slightly a little bit more flex. And this side stroke is actually writing more wide, broad. The stroke is a bit more broad than I would think a cross stroke would be. Okay, let me do my pengram and see how the nib holds up. Alrighty, definitely lots of feedback on there writing quickly, but the nib didn't drag, and the no problems with hard starts or following through on the quick writing. The nib kind of held up, which was, it's kind of really nice. Alright, I'm gonna write some initial thoughts. 1 second. that is the Rialto Blue Tortoise with the steel flex nib. Some flex, not as much as the Ultra Flex, ultra fine, extra fine Ultra Flex that is in the Himalaya V2, not Himalaya, the Jaipur V2. That's the piston. Okay, next up, I'm going to write with this one. I think this basically is the test, the review of the nib itself that I'm going to go with. But this one has a medium nib in it, so I'm going to just do the same thing, except I'm not sure I'm going to give initial notes. We'll see in a minute. Okay, so I'm just going to abbreviate this. That's all I will do with this one. I do want to write my initial thoughts, but I won't make this video as long as it needs to be. The difference between this nib, this is the medium two-toned number 5.5 nib, and the steel flex nib. This nib is definitely a more enjoyable writer. I don't know if you heard throughout writing this that there was a lot of scratchy, absolutely a lot of scratchy with scratchy noise feedback with writing with this nib. It was not as enjoyable as this steel flex nib. Let me put it that way. I will be ordering the 5.5 Architect nib for this, and I just want to see how different it is. I might even order a larger, maybe a broad nib for it, or a stub nib for it. I just want to test the nib, the differences between the nibs on each one. So let's put this over here and talk about the overall look, all the things. The overall look of these two pens, absolutely gorgeous. I love the pen bodies. They're a pretty pen to look at. I just love how the light reflects on each one. They're in terms of uniqueness of style. As you can see, a lot of the pens that I compared it to were kind of the same. They are different, but then they are the same. So I don't know if that makes sense to you. It makes sense in my brain. Pen impressions, they feel good in my hand. The black agate nib, that's the medium nib, felt more scratchy. There's much more feedback in the writing with that medium nib. That steel flex nib, that was, I want to say perfection. It wasn't perfection, but it was really nice writing with this one. Both pens feel good in my hand. One thing I do want to say is, for this pen, I don't know if you saw when I was writing, I actually repositioned my hand to hold the pen at the pen body. That felt weird. That felt just, even with the cap on, it felt that extension, the extension from my fingers was too much. It felt it felt like as if I couldn't control the pen properly. And I don't know if you can see that in if you can see that in the writing. Yeah, you really can't see. I felt it as I was writing, and that's why I moved my hand back down. I'm not sure this grip section here, this is 0.35, if I'm not mistaken. I think 3.5 was that grip section there, and I probably will make a compromise and hold it on the threads, but I just have to practice holding it on the threads. And the threads are, what is the word for it? They were threaded well. I don't know if that's the word for it. They don't feel sharp at all, so I think I can hold it there and be comfortable enough. That's just too much. That's too far from my hands or my fingers to control the pen as I write. So that was another thing about them. Do I like the pens? I really like the pens. The first thing for a pen with me is the pen body, and then you go into the look of it and the feel of it, and then the writing with it, writing over time with it. Is it comfortable? I probably will use this pen only because it has the steel flex nib in it. And as I said before, I will be ordering the Architect nib for this one and see if that changes how I feel about writing with this nib. It's not the pen, it is the nib itself. So there you go. That is my my fountain pen revolution, my new pens from Fountain Pen Revolution. I'm pleased with this purchase. I am happily pleased with this purchase, and I might be ordering more. I don't know. I like what they offer. I think he's done a good job. Kevin, I think is his name. I believe that's his name. Of producing pens that are inexpensive yet good, nice to write with. So there you go. So this is what I got. This is the haul. This is the haul, y'all. This is the haul. Good stuff. This is gorgeous. I mean, seriously. Look at that. Look at that. That's just so amazing. And the sleekness of this hold, he's done a good job of doing. That is so beautifully ground. Oh, gorgeous. And I can't wait to get the adapters. Maybe I'll do that as a comparison. I will get the adapter and compare these two nibs, and then compare the flex nibs, the steel flex and the ultra fine flex. Maybe I'll combine that in one video. We'll see. Anyway, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think of Fountain Pen Revolution pens. If you don't have any yet, are you intrigued by any of them? These two are the other ones that I have. This is the Jaipur V2, and this is a piston filling with a blind cap, and this one is the Himalaya, both take a number 6 Yovo nib. Yeah. Let me know what you think. Are these pens interesting to you? Let me know. I want to know all the things. Anyway, that's it.